guys, I'm excited for today. Today might sting a little bit, but it needs to sting so that you can get past all of the stuff that is potentially holding you back. So many of us have experienced this in our lives, and I have done a training on this before, and it hit home with so many people to the point where there was tears, there was cheering for themselves once all of the crud was released. So I'm going to go through quite in depth with you guys today, and it might hit home. So if it does, speak to each other in the comments, talk to me in the comments, because it's going to be a good one and it's going to be a real one. So in our lives, like childhood into adulthood, we at some point or another have sadly or happily been labeled as something. And Andre and I had this conversation probably over a year ago, and it stemmed this whole label talk of, thank goodness that he said I was labeled as honest as a kid. Like a teacher just called me honest. He said, but imagine if I was labeled as like a liar, like what that would do to me. Because then you take that on. And I said, yeah, imagine being labeled as naive or dumb or shy or attached or too much. And I started talking to him about, especially as women, we get labeled like crazy. And it can just be a person in passing that says it. It can be a parent, a loved one, a sibling, a teacher, and it can go into adulthood. So it can be a spouse that says it, and it just sticks with you. And you start to freaking believe that that's maybe just who you are, that you're too much, that you're aggressive, that you're loud, that you're obnoxious, that you're a scaredy cat, that you're not meant to do big things, that you're weak. That was one. I was told that all the time. You're weak. You're not strong physically and emotionally and mentally. I was always told that. So that really stuck with me. And I thought, what if there were certain labels that we could literally scratch out based off of our personal personality, like who we are to our core, that label and if you just flip the switch, what it actually means. So someone that is just, they won't let it go and they're a workaholic, maybe they're just tenacious and they make ish happen. So I think that today, if we can figure out a way to flip that switch, you might be golden. So let me go into just a quick personality quiz. I'm going to ask just 2 questions. If you want the full version of this, there is an in-depth version of this on the Daily Grind website. It's totally free and it's super fun. And there's 12 different personalities. So if you don't know this, some of you might already know this, but we dropped, in honor of this, of celebrating who you are, we dropped this collection earlier this year called the Moods Collection. But the point of this was to really let go of labels and remember who you truly are. And there is 12 different personalities that I created from my brain that were all inspired by people I know in real life, and celebrating all the different types of personalities. And sometimes we're a multitude of a few. So let me go through, let's just do 2 questions and I will kind of get you guys some answers and walk you through what each of them are. Cool? Alrighty, are you ready? So I'm going to look at my notes here. And you can, like I said, you can do this on the website if you want to, if this is easier. But this one's really fun to do together. So I'll just ask 2 questions and pay attention to what you're veering towards in terms of letter, okay? So your dream life. When you think about your dream life, what's it giving? An easy afternoon reading a book, that would be A. B, the most clean and organized life. C, magical afternoons in the garden. D, running out of pages in my passport. E, the one that didn't give up. F, it's gonna be a bright, bright sunny day. G, endless vacay vibes off the grid. H, living large without any guilt. I, they said I couldn't, so I did. J, like the ocean, I flow, I don't resist. K, unapologetically blazed my trail. L, all day beach party with friends. So out of all of those 12, which one pulled at your heartstrings the most of your dream life? You can pick 1 or 2 if you want to. Only 3 would be like the tops. Don't pick more than 3. All right. And just to kind of even it out, let's do 1 more. So what would be your biggest motivation? A, to do less. B, to have structure. C, to enjoy a beautiful life. D, to see the world. E, to live your passion. F, to be carefree. G, to live a creative life. H, to succeed. I, to be free. J, to find inner peace, K, to win, or L, to have fun? So out of all those, which one were you pulled to the most? Okay, let's do one more. Your best self is A, relaxed and practical, B, organized and helpful, C, inspiring and wise, D, curious and knowledgeable, E, tenacious and attractive, F, upbeat and optimistic, G, original and creative, H, driven and ambitious, I, fierce and protective, J, empathetic and calm, K, fearless and confident, L, fun and uplifting. All right, so now those are just 3 questions. You can go way more in depth on the website if you want to, but let's tally up the answers. So if you got more than one of one letter, what letter did you get? Did you veer towards one specific letter, or maybe 2 specific letters that you felt like, that's really me? Let's go through all of these together. There is an in-depth description of what every single one of these personalities mean on the website, but I'm going to go through what the labels of each of these mean. So if you got a lot of A's, so who are the A's? You are the natural nomad. So maybe some labels that you've been called in your life that we need to swap out for new ones would be lazy, careless, disinterested, a quitter. What if you're just present? What if you're calm? What if you're balanced? What if you're kind? That would be the natural nomad, okay? And this keeps going, but for today, let's just kind of unleash a couple. And if you're feeling some of those, talk to me. And maybe what you're going to notice is some of the old labels that you need to release that would have maybe been your color personality. So if you got a lot of B's, you might be the pure perfectionist. You might have been labeled sometime in your life as neurotic, anxious, annoying, restless, OCD. And maybe what you are is just extremely organized, clear, clean, helpful. You're methodical. You're very giving. We gotta flip the switch. Hopefully that's helpful to you guys, and hopefully it's hitting home, especially to the people that are the pure perfectionists that got B, so the second one. If you got the third one, if you got a lot of C's, you, my friend, are the magical motivator. This is one that I definitely am, that I associate with. You could have been labeled as antisocial, mundane, reclusive, obsessed, workaholic, boring, conceited. So here is what you got to flip the switch on with this one. And I think that this is one of our most popular ones because judging from the order of which, those would be the top 3 moods planners that we sold. So that means that the most of you associated with this. So hopefully this hits home, but you are not antisocial and you are not mundane. You are inspiring. You are driven. You are productive, you are fulfilled, you are focused, you are a very grateful human being, which I love for you. So if any of those hit home, drop it in the comments if you guys are connecting with each other. I love that even more. If you got a lot of D, so if you were mostly D's in those 3 answers, or if you just associate with this one, you would be the worldly wanderer. So you are someone that has maybe been labeled as a know-it-all, as forceful, as reckless, as overly opinionated. And maybe you're just very knowledgeable. Maybe you're very worldly. Maybe you're very aware of things. One thing that I love about the worldly wanderer, they're very curious. So just flip those. I think that swap is something that can help you not hold yourself back and not live by that label. The next one is also very popular. So this would be if you got a lot of E. So if you got a lot of E's, this is you. You are the big dreamer. So the big dreamer has probably been labeled, I am also the big dreamer, so I feel you. If you have ever been labeled as extra, as emotional, as sensitive, as dependent, as ditzy, as crazy, no lady ever likes to be called crazy, right? So let's flip the switch to loving, determined, committed, loyal, a big dreamer, a romantic, and very tenacious. If you got a lot of F's, so F would be the ray of sunshine. You have maybe been labeled as very careless, as aloof, as childish, immature, lost, naive. What you actually are is a very upbeat person. You're probably very happy. You're probably very optimistic and very blissful. Stay in your positive, joyful bubble. You are literally joy from inside out. Stick with that. You are amazing. One thing that was really fun, by the way, that we did is we associated 2 Disney princesses forever. Disney female. Listen, we went loose with princess because Joy is not a princess, but in my eyes she is, and so is Vanellope. But we associated 2 female leads for every single label. And they're on our Instagram in the highlights as well as in the quiz, and they're so cute. And we worked so hard to find the perfect ones, and it's so fun. So yeah, Joy is one of those. And I think that one is also Honey Melon. Is that her name? Honey Lemon? Honey Melon? Honey Lemon? The cute little blonde girl she reminds me of Taylor Swift from the Baymax movie, from Big Hero 6. She's so cute. Okay, neither here nor there. If you got mostly G's, you are the creative spirit. This was inspired by my best friend. You may have been sometimes called an outsider or weird or different or same overly opinionated again, overshare, strange, talkative. You are simply an original. You are extremely creative. You are probably very talented and very unique. You are an authentic person. If you value that authenticity, then this is definitely you. You're expressive and you're just very real, which I love that journey for you. So that is the creative spirit. You might notice, by the way, that these names have slightly shifted. We wanted to make them more encompassing to everyone, so they're unisex names. This used to be called the Creative Queen, which I still love. You can still be the Creative Queen, but we wanted to create cast a wider net for all the names, and the team worked really hard on these, and there's one coming that is such a good name that we shifted. If you got mostly H's, you are the Golden Star. So this label that may have occurred at some point in your life is that you are maybe bossy, self-absorbed, materialistic, money hungry. Like, you like things to be beautiful. You like to live large, and there is no reason to hold back on that. So you're confident, you're hardworking, you are driven, you are glowing, you're glamorous and ambitious. And I feel like you need to celebrate that. So that used to be the Golden Goddess. So we changed that to the Golden Star. If you got mostly I's, you are the Midnight Rebel. So this used to be called the Chic Mama. This is the badass Mama Jama who is fierce and protective, but you may have been labeled as angry and chaotic and loud and inappropriate and aggressive and problematic and rebellious. Maybe I call her my 50 Shades of Grey character because she is sexy. Sexy, unafraid, unguarded, capable, protective, fierce, and she's solid in her beliefs. Love this one. So if you feel that, I think a lot of women especially might feel that one. And I feel like sometimes I morph into this one where I definitely feel the labels, like the old labels. If you got J, you are the spiritual soul. So you may have been labeled as dramatic, recluse, over-emotional, shut off, soft, weak, gullible. You are actually probably very zen, very grounded, very empathetic, very peaceful, a yogi. You're probably very clear-minded and probably very thoughtful. Okay, before last, this is K. So if you got mostly K's, you are the roaring rock star. You may have been labeled as aggressive, angry, scary, overly opinionated, resentful, grumpy, snippy. What you actually are is strong. You are assertive. You are loyal. You are brave. You are honest. You're unwavering in your beliefs. So that's the roaring rock star. One of the cover for this one says, "Seek what sets your soul on fire." This one's very fiery red. I love it. This one was originally the rock star. Just they all needed two names. All right, the last one. If you got mostly L's, you are the life of the party. This is inspired by one of my good friends. You may have been labeled as childish, immature, a little bit of a troublemaker, hyper, selfish, inconsiderate, insensitive. What you actually are is you are the person that people call when they want to have a good time. You are the funny one. You are upbeat. You are exciting to be around. You are witty. You are personable, and you're the life of the party. You're the fun one. So honor that and have fun with that. And I'm just super excited for you to be able to hopefully break through of anything that you've maybe been labeled as that was less than ideal and that has maybe held you back. So if something has held you back, share it in the comments. This quiz always takes a little bit more time because I got to go through all 12 personalities that are, as you can see, very different. And we all have maybe an addition of 2 or 3 together. A lot of us do. It's like a little mixture because none of us are exactly the same. We're all unique, but you are amazing. So if anybody's ever told you otherwise, you got to shift those labels. So I will link the quiz down below. It's just on the Daily Grind website. Like I said, it's totally free to do. There's no catch. It'll show you all the answers and all the characters associated. It's just super fun. And it's something that we cooked up that we thought was epic. And we literally launched a whole collection around it. And it's just super special. And it's kind of turned into this life of its own. But letting go of those labels is something that's going to help you so much with glowing up, building your confidence, and releasing. So what label did you release today? That's what I want to know. talk to each other in the comments if you guys can be there for each other, because this one's really difficult because you're releasing maybe years and years of, for lack of a better word, trauma of something that has held you back and you've maybe stored at the back of your mind for far too long and you didn't even realize was there. That happened to me. So let it go today. Flip the switch, flip it to a different label. So I want to know which one you're releasing and what you are relabeling for yourself as one of the positive labels. So I love you guys. I hope that this was helpful, and I will see you tomorrow for day 7. Bye, you guys.